Okay, you are live and I am
Right.
live. Okay,
Sweet.
so hello everyone.
Hello.
My selfie cam light is not doing what it's supposed to be doing here. Sorry, will I adjust
I
that?
thought it was supposed to be adorable. Is it not being
It's
adorable?
so cute. I know I need to like show everybody my selfie cam light, but it's see I have this little thing here. Yeah, it's supposed to be making me light. Okay, anyways, so I'm Sandy
And I am Chloe.
and we are WordStitch and
Yes.
so do we have anybody with us today? Let's see. Not yet.
It's okay.
Yeah, but if you join us and we don't notice you, we are probably just really caught up in the writing thing. So apologies. If you don't know what we do, we are a virtual write-in, and basically we're gonna like ramble a little bit, and then
Yes.
write, and then
Yes.
ramble a little bit, and then write, and we'll stick to the schedule
This
so
is
you
all
can.
accurate.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is all good. So I made prompts for us while we were chatting ahead of time, Chloe, but
Oh, sweet.
I don't remember what all of them are. So we're gonna have
That was
to.
bad planning on your part then.
Yeah, I know. So we're gonna have to like figure that out because they're in the OBS software, but we'll tell people as it comes up. And what are you working on
Oh,
today?
it's gonna be like a game.
It is.
I'm still doing my erotic fairy tale. That's not the erotic fairy tale. I don't know the best way of describing this. I have slipped into this weird wormhole of writing like things that are in like really gray areas of fantasy but are also erotic romances. So like I have like an actual erotic fairy tale, and this is just like that's like taking a fairy tale and put sex in it. That was not rape. Unlike most fairy tales, it's okay. It's a thing. Um, anyways, this one is not. It just takes place in like a fairy tale world.
Okay.
Um, Also known as France. I don't know. Just accept
Ah.
it's how you. It's a weird. Yeah, it takes place, but in France, but also in the fairy side of France. Whatever.
And I am still on my YA fantasy, but I'm actually like at the point where my favorite characters get to hang out. So like it should be really fun, except that for what I told you earlier, which is that it feels to me like all of my words right now suck. All of them. Like every word I
um,
write is too simple. Every sentence is
Now
too complex.
you're supposed to be editing right now. Are you just in like an area where you didn't have these scenes, or that these scenes are so disastrously wrong that you're having to like rewrite them?
All three of those things.
Okay.
Sometimes it's editing, and I'm like, oh, I really like that. And sometimes I'm like, was there nothing that I put here as a connector? And sometimes I'm like, wow, this was so bad that it's just got to go. Um, so we'll see how that goes today. I think today I've got like a couple scenes to write and some things to put together.
I I'm I'm about to have to like crash a boat, or like they're about to, I guess it's not crashing, but it's like getting caught in a storm and having like terrible things happen to it.
Oh,
Which like I'm really good at boating, but I'm really good at boating with like motors.
yeah,
So I'm winging this a lot today, but we'll see how it goes.
yeah.
And to that end, it is five after, so we are going to write for the next 10 minutes, and hopefully get a little bit going in these
Oh,
stories.
and we do have a
And for
prompt.
me, deleting some cat typing that I've had a little incident with. So we will see you guys at quarter past.
Okay. Oh, your cat is so funny. Hello? Are we back? Hello? Oh, I can't hear you, Chloe. I think you might be muted.
Are you muted?
Oh, okay, wait. You're back. I don't know what
I
just
can't
happened
hear
there.
you.
You can't hear me? I am not muted. Uh,
So I can only hear you through the YouTube and not through the actual not through the actual hangout.
That's just awkward.
Which is gonna put us like several seconds behind each other and make
Yeah.
conversation really awkward.
And can you hear me now?
Oh,
And
and now I'm
no.
hearing myself come through. Oh no, that was me because I don't have us muted.
Okay, so that's bad.
Sandy, why are we like this?
I don't know. I don't know. You can't hear me say that either, can you? No. Okay, so all right. I've got a thought. I've got a thought. All right.
So I have YouTube unmuted now, but like then everybody's gonna get weird feedback of yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should just write some more.
Yeah, I support writing some more, and I apologize to anybody potentially watching this that there was like an 11-second delay in me responding.
Yeah, we'll try to fix this while we are doing some more writing. So I'm going to throw our technical difficulties thing up on the screen, and we will see if we can't get this fixed. All right. All right. So now you can hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you just fine.
Cool. And if you're
You're
watching, apologies for that 5 minute extra writing time that we hope you took advantage of. And now you're frozen.
every day we get a little bit better, but only a little bit better. Oh,
Only
oh. I'm frozen?
you're
Oh
freezing a little
God.
tiny bit.
Okay. I think that's just gonna be our life today.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. And we don't have anything planned
Yeah.
for our discussion topics right now. Do you
Yeah,
have?
that worked out really well. Because then we like just had technical difficulty to deal with.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, so for me, I don't know about you, but the biggest thing I'm struggling with this week is my blurb for the book I'm republishing. I
I've
am.
given up on blurbs.
You gave up on it? Really?
Yeah.
I thought you came up with one that you liked recently.
I mean, they all suck.
You want to go over our blurbs at another break? Maybe we can talk about we can vent to the audience about how hard it
I
is
mean,
to
I
create
think if you
blurbs.
want to vent, yeah, yeah, totally.
I at least
Yeah.
could use another set of eyes. I
Oh,
have
yeah, I
now.
don't know.
You don't mind critiquing? I have now like revised my blurb for sisters, like I don't know, 10, 15 times,
Yeah.
almost as many times as like. Well, no, that's not possible. I was gonna say as many times as I've revised the book, but no. Um,
Now, like, are you completely starting from scratch every time, or is this like you're tweaking it every time?
I'm usually tweaking it. I've done like a decent. I've done a total revision a couple of times, and then like I don't know. Like sometimes I'll have like a breakthrough, and I think I'm in a place where I really really like it. But there's only so many people who will like look at your blurb. You know, like people look at it once and then they're like, "Oh, aren't you done with it?" No, because this needs to be perfect. like
Yeah. Yeah.
like you don't understand. The blurb is critical, and if you're watching
Oh, right.
and you haven't gone this through this, you really don't understand. The blurb is critical. Like
Yeah.
oh, we can't even explain this, can we? There's no.
No, no, it's funny because there's this like weird. I was just like thinking about this today with stuff that I was noticing in my writers groups. There's this really weird line um in writing and like going from amateur to professional and this like weird mentality where when you're at like this super super amateur level you can like literally write a sentence. It's just like an okay sentence but not a great sentence, and a bunch of people will be like, oh my god, I would totally read that story.
Yeah.
um and then as you actually get to like a more professional level, then it's like, okay, that like work of genius there is shit. And
Yeah.
nobody is ever going to read your work because um, that extra it right there. I'm not 150% sure what it is, even though it is clearly that thing right there. And therefore, you're going to die a lonely death.
It's so true. It's so true. Things are so much hard, and not only that, but like the critique is like getting it from professionals is hard.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like you could you see there are all these groups, where you can put your blurb up and such. I did this today. I put my blurb up in like a beta writing critique group. I have no idea what they're going to say, but I know that group is so diverse that I'm not actually going to be sure which opinions count. But
Oh,
I
yeah, and
am
that's the other
sure.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like how do you know? But I am sure that I will be torn apart because I mean,
Yep.
because I've worked really
You'll
hard on it.
you'll have like, if you're lucky, you'll have like 10 people respond to it.
Hmm.
And like four people will tell you, oh my God, it's amazing. And then just leave it at that. And then the other six people will tell you it's the worst thing that they've ever read. And then they'll give you like 10 different conflicting
Yeah.
pieces of information. And keep in mind that I deliberately said 10 there, knowing I had already culled the list down to six.
Mm.
But like four of those people will absolutely give you two bits of contradictory advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, they'll be like, you need to make this longer, but you need to tighten it up. You're like, what the hell?
I totally agree. But
Yeah.
so we can dissect some blurbs in a few minutes. But for now, let's actually go back
Yeah,
and write.
let's do this writing, and hopefully I will actually do writing this time because I had to text my mom, and
Uh,
I'm probably gonna have to text her again, but hopefully I can get in and out of it more quickly this time.
I
Um,
understand. Oh,
so it is 25 past,
okay.
and we are going to write for the next 25 minutes. So we will see you guys at 10 of, hopefully with a whole bunch of new words.
All right. Good luck. Okay.
I can hear you this time.
Yeah, I was like early on that. I apparently got nervous over the whole technology thing. Jumped the gun on the. Oh, it's bad. Um, so my editing has been totally inefficient. Like I feel like
I'm
every single
sorry.
word is a struggle. I know.
Um, Today I've had inefficiency for different reasons.
Oh.
Uh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
My gosh, he looks
yeah.
like he's a
She,
stuffed animal. She looks like she's a stuffed
I
animal.
mean, she acts like she's a stuffed animal. Oh, there she goes. There, that was it. I had to reenact my favorite scene from The Lion King to get her off of me. Got it.
Nice, nice.
It all makes sense now. Yeah, she just decided, I don't know, she doesn't actually sit on the keyboard. She will jump on the keyboard just to make sure that like my text gets really messed up, but she won't actually stay on the keyboard. She'll just lay across my wrists,
Oh,
effectively pinning
yeah.
my hands down so I can kind of type, but it's at like pecking speed.
So it's like, hey
And I,
mom, pay attention to me right now.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. If I put a bathrobe on, I can actually tuck her into my bathrobe and she's happy there. And I didn't think to do it this time.
Oh, that's super, super cute.
It is. I feel like she's too old for that now, but she still is down with it. It was a lot cuter when she was a kitten. And then she was just like my little tiny boob warmer.
She's still pretty little.
She is a tiny cat. She is under 9 pounds.
Oh, yeah, she's smaller than my
She's
dog.
even tinier than she looks because she's got that super long fur. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So she's a little tiny cat. Anyways, I'm sorry that your editing is not going to plan.
Yeah, I think editing is always like this, like sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. But I wish it was a little faster.
Mhm.
I'd like to have. So I'm going to be going on vacation. I think I've mentioned a kind of a long vacation at the end of May,
Mhm.
and I really feel like that's my cutoff date. Like I have to have this drafted to the point where I, let's say where I know like the approximate page count of the final
Sure.
version. Um, because I have the cover designer booked for July
Oh,
for it.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So like even if I mean I figure it's probably not a huge deal if I'm off, a few pages here or there
Mhm.
and I can probably
You can always fluff it if you need to, anyways.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
figure I could probably add in a few pages
Mhm.
and worst case scenario I put a preview of something in
Hey,
the
right,
book.
exactly.
But still it'd be nice to not be
Yeah.
totally unsure of what I want to have at the end of that book. So, and
And you don't want to do editing when you're on your trip.
no, because I'm planning to do a
Yeah.
different writing project while I'm on the trip, and it needs to be like a whole different story. So,
Right, but also like I just feel like editing, like I want to be home and like in my environment when I'm editing. Like
yeah,
even if I go out, like I don't even like editing when I'm at like Starbucks or wherever. Like I like to be home. I do dual monitor at home. So like obviously that makes a difference.
yep.
Um, but like I don't know, I just don't feel as comfortable if I don't have I don't know. It's a weird thing, but
No, because editing is so
yeah.
organizational, right? Like you're spending
Yeah.
so much time sort of going, well, like we were talking about earlier, do I have enough sensory detail? Does this make sense in the story? Like,
Yeah.
is this fluff here? Or is a reader going to think it's stupid? Like, do I need to replace it with something more interesting? Is there enough tension? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, all of your decisions are
The
so hard.
exposition, dear God, the exposition.
Yeah, yeah. Although honestly, like I'm kind of having a bit of a struggle in that I feel like a lot of mine has become dialogue and not or action, and I'm usually really heavy on the exposition, but my character's not as much in this particular chapter, so I don't know.
So I'm sure that there are going to be people who disagree with me, but I really feel like as long as the dialogue is like valuable and it's not a decoy for exposition, um, then you really there's no such thing as too much dialogue. As
Mm,
long as again it's well written. Like you can have too much well written exposition, absolutely.
yeah.
Um, but like I feel like as long as you've got like enough of the like motion going with the dialogue, that you really like that's what people read. That's what people follow the most closely is the actual dialogue.
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing of what I'm dealing with right now. The dialogue is a little stiff. This is because I'm writing
Oh,
first date dialogue, and it's not with a guy that I plan to like keep my character with forever. So it's like awkward first date. It's not a permanent pairing. I like what she's
is
getting
that
out
are
of
you
this is
deliberately trying to get that across? Because as long as you're deliberately trying to get that across, I think awkward is the way to go.
yeah. Yes. I mean, I want her. I want it to be awkward, but I also don't want to bore the reader. And this is a weird scene too because I picked a guy who's likable. Like this is not a jerk. This is
Mhm.
just not the guy that she's meant to be with.
Yeah.
And so, which like hardly ever happens in a book, right? Like you hardly ever see a situation where your YA character is like, yeah, you're a really nice guy, and like we get along really well, but
Yeah.
I'm just kind of not feeling it. And
I'll
he's
have
like,
to sometime. I'll have to send you. I have like the worst first date known to man. I don't know if it's going to make any sense out of context though, but I absolutely have a first date that ends up being like a double date and then like it all falls apart, which it was supposed to for exactly that reason that they were never supposed to end up together. And her date ends up being gay by the end of the series. Although actually, I think that comes out at that really awkward first date. But like, I love writing a really awkward first date. Actually, I feel like you could argue that Andre and Imogen's first date in Girlfriend by the Hour was pretty damn awkward. And in fact, Tara and Flynn's first date was also absurdly
well,
awkward.
Tara and Flynn, did they have a first date or did they just have?
Oh yeah, it was Halloween. I remember he was all excited because he was gonna date her so hard.
Right, but at that point they'd already. Yeah, no,
They're already boned, yes.
yeah, no, I do. I have some weird stuff going on in here. I mean, like my character's a princess. There's a whole security detail involved. They're going to go. Like his apartment has
Yeah.
to be swept before they can like, and I mean security sweep, not like sweep
Yeah,
sweep.
yeah.
You know, before they can like go hang out. Like
I love it.
there's a prison tour involved. I just
I love awkward first dates. So
this is
you
awkward.
had me at awkward.
I'm just not sure going to have anybody else, right? Like they might be like, I don't understand. Why are you giving your protagonist a first date that stinks so bad with a guy she's not going to be with? And I'm going to be like, because part of her character development.
I mean, I think that exactly. Like it should be obvious why you're doing it. I feel like if it's not obvious why you put your character on a really awkward first date, then maybe you do need to address some things.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's
So
see what I can do.
it is right about on the hour. So we're going to do a 30-minute at this point. So we will see you guys at half past. I don't know why I'm saying this so awkward this time. What is our prompt? Do we actually have a prompt?
We do biker. It's
Biker.
biker.
Oh, Biker was on number 2 on the list of hottest romance right now. I don't know why. I don't get it. If you know, leave us a comment. And go ahead and right now. I was putting chapstick on when it beeped and it startled me and I lost the cap to my chapstick. There
Oh
we go.
no, disaster. So I think my date scene is going slightly better.
But is it supposed to be going better?
I mean better in the like better written sense.
Terrible sense. Okay.
Yeah. 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 I yeah. Ah.
My storm just hit. Um, and I'm trying to. I just realized that I have a logistic issue of how my fox god can even like be on the deck of a ship in fox form without like going completely overboard.
Wait, wouldn't why couldn't a fox be on a ship? I don't understand.
No, it's just there's a storm and he needs to be like on the deck. Like he's yeah.
Hmm.
But like they don't have hands because they're foxes.
No, but they have little claws, don't they? Like certainly he can claw his way onto the. I mean, foxes are like nimble. They should be.
Can foxes climb
Oh, I
things?
think so. I think they're like cats.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not 100% sure. Now I'm gonna be looking into it.
Yeah. I don't know what foxes do.
I spent like a bunch of time a couple years ago researching foxes because I planned to give some of my characters some pet foxes.
Okay.
But I do not recall exactly if foxes can climb. I think they can. I think they're like
Did you
raccoons
get
and
to the
cats.
point where you heard the horrific sounds they made and decided that you were not going to do foxes after all?
No, I don't know what sound a
What
fox
awful
makes.
sounds. Why do they make those sounds? They're terrible.
Nobody knows the sounds that a fox makes. Don't you know? Don't you know the song?
That's a lie. If you've ever lived anywhere near foxes, you know exactly the horrific sounds that fox makes.
What exactly are those sounds? Because I feel like now we all want to know.
Oh, I don't. I feel like you have the upper hand on like actually pulling this up on YouTube and playing these awful sounds.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, have you ever heard of peacock?
No.
Okay, peacocks. Oh God, now we're going on a journey. Peacocks. Um, peacocks can sound exactly like women being murdered. Um,
Really?
yes, and foxes are not that much better.
It's weird. I would expect a fox to sound sort of like a wolf or a dog or a cat.
They're not even
Some.
close. Let me.
Really?
I don't know if this will pick up properly because we do all this stuff to keep sounds from picking up. Um, but let's see.
Well, while you're doing that, I googled this, and foxes are apparently excellent jumpers and climbers, and can jump a
Oh, okay,
standard 900 millimeter, not millimeter, fence. They can jump a fence. So
okay. I'm muting you on my end for a second so you can hear these terrible.
I
That's
can't.
not how muting works. How do I mute you?
Do you want me to mute me? Here, I can mute me.
No, you know what? Just don't talk, I guess, is the easier way of doing this. Do you hear
Oh my
that?
god, they're like dinosaurs.
Are you
Wow.
hearing this?
Yeah, I'm hearing
Yeah.
it. This is definitely Jurassic Park is what I'm getting from this.
Yeah.
Um, that's a that's interesting. Hmm.
Yeah. And like being murdered. Uh, they do howl though. Okay, so that was fox sounds. And now let me see if I can get. I have no idea what's gonna happen if I Google peacock sounds. Peacock sounds like woman screaming. I guess that's the one that I'm going to look at. Also, it's videos of people being attacked by peacocks, and I appreciate that.
But we're not actually watching the videos, just listening.
No, I just these are really Birdie though. These are not as screamy as some of them.
Wow, that is exactly what I have expected Big Bird to sound like if he was in trouble. Right?
I'm so mad that none of that was the lady sing sound of a peacock. Is this
We, we
We're
don't
gonna
have.
do one more and then we're gonna stop this, and I'm apologizing to everybody for forcing you to listen to these awful sounds.
Whoa! Oh,
No, these are all very
I mean, they sound
I'm
terrible.
sorry. None of these were good examples of peacock sounding. That wasn't a great sound. Anyways, sorry. I couldn't get a good example of the screaming woman sound that peacocks make, but yeah, peacocks make terrible sounds, and also foxes make terrible sounds.
I'm gonna have this song in my head now. This is your fault. I'm now gonna
I'm
be singing the "What Does
sorry.
the Fox Say" song,
I'm
and
sorry, but sometimes you actually do need to know what foxes at least sound like.
I'm gonna
And
be
that's
I'm gonna be
that's
dancing
the
it.
lesson for today. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We're clearly not talking about writing right now if you're tuning in, but
I mean, unless you're talking about foxes or peacocks in your story, in which case you are spot on right now.
so on. You're so fine if you're talking about foxes or peacocks. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
This is the fox slash peacock slash venting about editing uh
Yes.
edition.
Yes, 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 yes. Because editing is hard. Editing is hard
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Also, writing like shipwreck scenes are hard work.
oh, yes. I mean, have you been shipwrecked before? I feel like that's a very good example of something that would be hard to write if you haven't done it before
Right, but like who has been shipwrecked? This
and
is the 21st
survived.
century.
Well,
Yeah.
indeed. There are movies that you can check out, so maybe you need to do that. Maybe that's your research.
I had to watch Pirates of the Caribbean for research, and I'm not even a
Ah!
little bit proud of that.
Why? Pirates of the Caribbean was a great movie.
It was not okay. So we're
What?
gonna agree to disagree.
Oh my gosh!
That. Furthermore, this was not even the first one, but I believe the third
Oh
one.
once we're at the third one, then it's all over. But the first one,
The third one was like the ships fighting each other in a storm.
yeah, I don't know if I watched the third one. I don't know if I watched the second one. I think I
That's
watched the
fair.
first.
It was what's his name?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp hallucinating for like half of it.
Oh, okay.
I kind of feel like all the movies are sort of him hallucinating, but like this was an actual because he was dead. Spoiler alert, Johnny Depp dies, I guess, at the end of the second movie. And continues to be dead through part of the third movie.
But he obviously comes back through like every movie, right? So he can't stay dead.
Right, they bring him back to life.
Ah, he's like Buffy.
By flipping their ship upside down. It was basically like what I learned in watching that movie was like everything that my characters should not do. Part of it was like deliberately capsizing their ship when actually I'm trying to avoid capsizing the ship.
Right. Yes. I I I have ships at some point in my story because it's fantasy, right? And in fantasy, you
Yeah,
need
there's
like
gonna be both.
everything. Yeah. But I have not yet gotten to that. And I don't think I'm going to capsize any ships. I'm pretty sure I don't have the
I'm gonna
skills.
do that. I plan on never doing this again. Um, it was literally just I don't even remember why I decided to do this plot line anymore. I don't know. In retrospect, I could have done this many different ways, and I chose a dumb way of doing it.
Mm. But you're really good with the research. I think that that's one of the things that, like, you're always researching interesting stuff for your novels.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm definitely on an FBI list. The good news is that like I am not a criminal at all in like my daily life, so I really don't worry about being on an FBI list.
Yeah, no, I don't think you have to worry. I think whatever they find on you is just going to be like, you know, novels and stuff.
Much.
Cake. Pictures of
Yeah,
cakes. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh. So I feel like seriously the editing is like wiping me out today. You know, and
There.
this is I like I think with me there is a point during the editing phase where like I will have a really difficult chapter and then suddenly like an idea will come to me and it changes the entire thing. But I don't get to choose when those ideas come to me. So you know how like you're
Oh,
a
so you might
writer.
already have that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I just have to keep working at it. And like I know like, you know, this is a really important thing because you need to be able to write fast. So like
Yes.
but ideas don't come fast. Words come. I can write all kinds of words that don't necessarily mean anything or do anything, but the ideas that's like out of my control. Um,
I feel like I've got a pretty good system down with that, where like I make sure that I know everything for the first half of the book. And then as I'm writing the first half, I figure out what the hell's happening with the second half.
I think things like this are, well, I don't know, but I admittedly like my protagonist is dealing with like a weird situation. So she's like her problem, as I think I've said before, is that she has 100 problems. Like her arc is that she's totally overwhelmed by all of the things that just hit her. So I've given her sort of like a classic female arc, right? Like I have given her the thing that most modern day women deal with. Just most of us don't have a
Except that
solution. So
also it's a fantasy teenager, which is weird.
I think fantasy teenagers will get that. I feel like with like the inundation
Okay.
that people have, you know, like they've got so much schoolwork and so much social media and so many extracurricular activities and like and boys, you know, so like
Yes.
there, which really she has all of this. She has extracurricular activities that just happen to be like political and royal
Magic.
related. Yeah, and magic. Like
Yeah.
she has classes she's failing at. She has teachers she doesn't like.
Aww.
Yeah. So she's not abnormal. I just don't think that most teenagers or adults ever really have a solution to this. Like I feel like the solution is something like you just start telling people no to stuff. But that's not a
Yeah.
very it's challenging to me to like give her all these problems which are going to look kind of
Right.
random and build it up in such a way that like she gets to a point where she's just like no, I'm done. This is how I'm going to control
Yeah,
my
I
environment.
mean, I feel like the best way to go with a plot line like that is to ultimately, like, I feel like the classical way of handling that is for her to ultimately say, well, this is priority and this is not priority, and I'm going to stop doing this thing that is not priority in favor of this thing that is priority. And I feel like that's pretty much always what that arc is going to be. And then also the villain dies, removing part of the issue.
Yeah, and in her case, this is I mean, things are only going to get worse for her. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I mean,
I
this
got
is
to come up
classic
with a thing.
storytelling.
You're right, it is. All right, all right.
Yeah.
We are near our next thing. Let's get started with the writing. We
Okay.
both got to handle this stuff.
We're both in a hot mess right now. I got a
Yep.
fox that's just sliding all over a deck right now. Just
Oh, I
scrabbling
suddenly can
away.
see that. That's
His
funny.
little paws like trying to grab onto something, and she's telling him to go below decks. And he's like, "No, I got to protect you, but I'm a fox." It's a whole thing. I write weird stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
optional
and it
prompt. Sweet. Make it sweet. You can do that.
make it sweet. It's gonna be sweet how this fox slides across the deck of his ship. Okay, so it is quarter of. We are going to write until five of. Good luck, everybody.
Okay. And we are back. And
Excellent.
yeah, all that time I think I got done a scene.
Yay.
Damn
You
it.
finished the scene.
Yeah, I need to be finishing like 2 chapters a day, you know? Like,
Okay. I've
uh,
written under 800 words today, so I mean
oh,
we're just struggle bussing.
that
That's it.
that is low for you. That's weird. I don't know how
Yeah,
to
when
handle
you had
that.
all the cat interference and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
just struggling again with a fox on a boat.
You know, I think this time of year is hard too. I was telling my
Mm.
husband the other day, I was like, I really need to just like basically like stay up, pull all nighters, like find some kind of like hole in my house where I can hide with my computer and maybe like a bottle of wine and like see you in a couple of months. Um, and he didn't respond when I
I think that's
suggested
a
that.
terrible idea.
But it's not right. Like, okay, maybe the wine is a terrible idea, but the like holding yourself away and in the evenings, honestly, it's just really hard to focus when like it's nice outside and there's so much stuff going on in editing like this. That at least that I'm doing, and I think what you're doing too. You just need
Or
so much
maybe
concentration.
you just need to like take a little vacation, which
I'm
I guess you're going to, although you're still going to be working on that vacation. And that's what I kind of said about not getting any work done this week because I was sick.
yeah.
Like I'm on vacation right now, a terrible vacation. But I needed that time and I wasn't going to get anything done. A couple of times I tried to get anything done, it failed miserably, and so that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think vacations are good. I need to get out of this space, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure right now I am the problem. I don't think I need the vacation. I think I need to make my mind focus. So I'm gonna go run actually, and then focus more this evening. And I hope that if you are watching, that you were not struggling like we were today.
Yes, I
But
hope you wrote all the words and then a couple more for me.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
But we will see everybody next week on the 20th
Yes.
of May. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So shall we adjourn for the day?
Yeah, so I think so. I think we should cut our losses here and
Yeah.
move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.